Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your man, Sean Zittel. Just concluded the weigh-in for Pitbull, Roots, O'Shaquie Foster, Stephen Fulton. And speaking of O'Shaquie Foster, Stephen Fulton, I was coming on here tempted to change my pick. I was all set to go before Stephen Fulton missed weight today. I was ready to say Fulton looks like the healthier guy at the weight. O'Shaquie Foster looks bone dry, and I love the energy Stephen Fulton showed at the final press conference. But now it makes sense why O'Shaquie Foster was bone dry, and that's because O'Shaquie Foster actually made weight, actually was making weight for the 130-pound weight class. So before we start, I have to add one very important note before we talk about what is going on with Foster and Fulton, and that is I'm now, instead of changing my pick like I was originally going to, I'm going to keep O'Shaquie Foster as the guy I'm picking, but with the caveat that I am not on the hook for being wrong since he missed weight. But Brendan, who is picking Stephen Fulton to win, if Stephen Fulton does win, it still counts as a win for Brendan.
There you go.
It still counts as a win.
Stay over there on that side, Sean. Stay over there. We don't want you over here.
So yeah, that's a very important thing to note. If Foster loses, it doesn't count as a loss for me, but it does count as a win for Brendan Taylor.
Yes,
so
there you go.
Now that we've concluded that very, very important thing, let's get a little serious here for a minute. Stephen Fulton had a chance to, we were talking borderline Hall of Fame bid, 3-division champion. My man, Stephen Breadman Edwards, the excellent trader out of Philadelphia, was noting that there's never been a 3-division world champion out of Philly. And I'm going to take Breadman's word at that. I know he knows his stuff and researches it. And now that's off the table for Stephen Fulton. And Fulton talked a lot of good shit yesterday. I ate it up. It was good to listen to, but it's not a good look to talk all that shit and then, miss weight. And your first fight at 130 pounds. And then I hear Jimmy Lennon say they've upgraded this fight to a interim WBC title fight since Shakur's moving up from 35 to 40. And it's ridiculous what the WBC keeps doing. Don't they have a board of directors? They didn't even, that must have been a quick meeting. So it doesn't need to be not every fight needs to be a title fight. This is the stuff that TKO in court is weaponizing against them and that Terrence Crawford is talking about. I'll have an important video dropping later today with my man Raheem about that. Don't miss that. But it doesn't need to be a title fight. And, as for the fight itself, I'm going to stick with Foster instead of flip-flopping to Fulton at the last minute. But unfortunately, you would think the guy who's in the right, the professional who made the weight, that's an indicator that, in this scenario, he's the more honorable man and fighter, and he will thus be rewarded with a win. But too often in boxing, that's not how it works. That's the person who does those kinds of things isn't rewarded. Ask Devin Haney against Ryan Garcia. And then this also reminds me of when Floyd Mayweather was supposed to come in at 144 for Marquez, decided to blow the weight and win the fight anyways. And I do wonder if that's what Fulton did. If he, not so much ahead of time, but trying to make the last couple pounds, he said, fuck it, the hell with it. I'm just going to blow the weight and hope to win the fight anyways. So, I like Stephen Fulton, very good fighter from 22 and 26. And if he was about to, and again, I was set to flip-flop and pick him, but I'm still going to favor Foster to win this fight. And not a good look by Stephen Fulton, but we'll see what we get on fight night. That's all I got for that, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.